Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I say that because our club has 26 members from 11 different countries joining together and meeting for our first club contest. As some of you know, our club was chartered on 28th of March. So we are still babies in front of the world. We have been meeting almost first and third Saturday of the month online between 8 to 9 a.m. EST. And we just had 12 new members joining starting October 1st. And it'll be pretty new. It is their first meeting, but they are also watching a contest as they have joined. So we're excited to welcome all our existing club members, all our new club members, and especially all the leaders and champions who are Toastmasters supporters and who are volunteering for this contest. Due to the official contest procedures, I may not be able to introduce and appreciate the judges by names in order to maintain the confidentiality. But in whichever roles I can, role players that I can introduce, I will do it during the call. First, in order to welcome and kickstart our meeting, I'd like to hand over the stage to Shamala Devi, who has come from all the way from India, from PSNA Toastmasters Club, to chair our club contest. Welcome, Shamala Devi.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to one and all present here. I'm glad to welcome all the exciting participants, reputed judges, and the role takers, and all the esteemed delegates across the world. This is Shamla Devi from PSNA Toastmaster Club from South India. I welcome you all for the MECA Global Toastmasters Club Contest. Without further delay, I would like to hand over to Toastmaster Harihara Subramaniam, sir, to take over the contest.
Thank you very much, Shamla. Thanks a lot for your volunteering. And I have to say that they have term exams on Monday, but Shamla Devi and Shweta Shri from PSNA College of Engineering, from where I graduated 25 years back, and I meet them as an alumni. It's glad to have my current college students to come up and represent in a global contest, in a global club. So thank you very much, Shamla. Shamla will also be acting as the official timer. So for all the judges, all the contestants, and all the role players, whenever you want to pin the timer, please pin Shamla's window. She will be the official timer 1. Solomon Kabute will be a timer 2, backup timer. He will be also recording the time of the speaker when they are doing the 3 to 5 minute tall tales or a 2-minute table topics. He will be doing the additional timer role, but his window will not be turning from green to yellow to red, but it will be timer 1, Shamla Devi's window, and she will be pinning the time. And she'll be demonstrating that during our chief judge when she reads the contest rules. I would also like to welcome our ballot counter, Marlon Wolpert, from UBS Toastmasters. Welcome, Marlet. And I would also like to welcome our ballot counter to Martin Kiraguri from our MECA Toastmasters Club. Both of them will be helping our chief judge to finalize the voting and announce the winners at the end of the contest. I would like to welcome our distinguished chief judge, one of our very own club coach, Kathleen Diaz. Kathleen Diaz is also Area 42 Director in Division D, and it's my pleasure to welcome our Chief Judge for the contest, Kathleen Diaz, to the stage. Kathleen, the stage is yours.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everyone. I'm very excited today to help host this meeting, this contest. The first one is always the best contest of all. Today, oh, you took the agenda down, but that's okay. Today we will be starting with the table topics. I just didn't memorize
We'll be starting with the tall tales.
Oh, we'll start with the tall tales. Okay. The speaking order of the contest has been determined earlier, and the order of the contest will be, I'm sorry, the first, it's really small. Okay. Our first table topic contestant will be speaking for 3 to 5 minutes. They must complete the 3 minutes to qualify and 5 minutes and 30 seconds. If we go over, that contestant will be disqualified. Our first,
Kathleen?
I'm sorry, am I saying it incorrectly?
Yeah, Kathleen, I had sent you the contest script by email or by phone if you want to just open it and read the Tall Tale contest script.
Yes, I apologize for that. There was a lot of messaging. All right, it is. Here we go. I got it now. Okay. It has been confirmed that all the contestants are eligible. To be eligible, a contestant must A, be a Toastmaster in good standing of a club in good standing. B, presently be an international district or not be an area district officer. All speeches are to be original and quoted material is identified. The idea of the tall tale contest, the timing for the tall tale contest is 3 to 5 minutes. Any speaker speaking less than 2 minutes and 30 seconds or more than 5 minutes and 30 seconds will be disqualified. Our timers have already been identified. The timing, lights, and on the virtual will show as follows. Green when you meet 3, 4 when you meet yellow, will you have yellow, 5 will be red, which will stay on until the speaker has finished speaking. No notice shall be given should a speaker go over time. Timing starts with the first word uttered or when the speaker uses any form of communication to the audience. Judges have been instructed not to consider time in their ranking of the speakers. All judges have been briefed and are qualified to judge this contest. After all the contestants have finished their speeches, a 5-minute interval will be observed to enable the judges to total the scores. There is a secret tiebreaker judge known only to the chief judge. Protests may be entered only by the contestants or judges of this contest to either the chief judge or the contest chair. Once the results have been announced, all decisions are final. Are there any questions? And do all of the contestants understand these rules? I will now turn the contest back to the contest master.
Sorry, I have a quick question. For the table topic, it's 3 to 5 minutes or
No,
2
no.
to 3.5 minutes?
No. Table topics contest rules will be read little later after the Tall Tale contest is over.
Okay, so it will be 2 to 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, as you said yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
But we will read the rule before the table topic segment starts.
Okay.
Thank you. Are there any other questions from our contestants for Tall Tale contest or anyone else on the call? Okay, so without further ado, it's my pleasure to be your contest chair and Tall Tale contest master to introduce our contestant number 1 for the Tall Tales, Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali, how did I meet my wife? How did I meet my wife? Mustafa Ali.
Hello, everyone. So this is the story of a knight in the shining armor who actually rescues a princess from a castle where she was ordered to be burnt alive. So the story is dated, it was 1200 years ago, 1200 actually AD, I would say. I was 20 years old working in PricewaterhouseCoopers as a new startup and was set in my career, and all of a sudden I received this LinkedIn message on my messaging, which said that this girl wanted to speak with me. My first thought was, I'm not sure, should I really respond to this random message, as we all are skeptical, right? But then something told me that I should. And so I did. We ended up in a video call, and boy, I just fell in love with this girl, her sweet voice, the way she spoke. And after we finished our conversation, I was quite emotional about listening to her story. In fact, my eyes were wetted as well. And immediately I decided to jump on a flight and fly to India, land called Junjun land. Junjun land is a place where this girl was originally from. She happened to be actually the princess of Junjun land, and she was the daughter of the Maharaja of Junjun land. So while I was sitting in the plane, I was reconnecting with all the conversations that we had with this girl. Just a few days ago, until just a few days ago, this was a perfectly normal princess, a regular person, and all of a sudden her life changed as she was given into an arranged marriage to the prince of Nagaland. And the prince of Nagaland and her got married. They decided to go for a honeymoon right after the wedding was completed, but the prince had decided that he did not want any royalty treatment or escorts or anything. So they decided to drive on their own. As luck would have it, right outside of their state, as soon as they drove off, they met into an accident, a fatal accident, unfortunately, where the princess died on the spot, where the prince died on the spot, and the princess was thrown out of the car. This girl was very courageous. The princess was very courageous. She survived. She got herself back into the scene, and sure enough, were escorted back into the palace. Once again, the commemorative, the celebration environment in the city, in the state, all of a sudden turned into that of a mourning. And then the cremation ceremonies were announced. And as per tradition, the prince and the princess will both have to be cremated. Princess to be alive, because it is the belief that both husband and wife should go to heavens together. And this girl, the princess, did not want to go through that. She did not want to have that kind of a fate for herself. So she decided to, she Googled and she found me out on the LinkedIn, and she actually, as luck would have it, as if I was the long lost twin of this prince, I looked alike. And this is why I was on this flight to Junjun land. As soon as I landed, a great friend of the princess actually escorted me, and we started to drive to Nagaland. On the way, he did a little bit of makeup, and we cooked up the story that I had actually, as a result of accident of this collision, I was also thrown out of the car, and as a result of hitting, I had lost my memory too. And I maintained that. Soon enough, I was presented in front of the Maharaja of Nagaland and Maharani. They were both very happy to see their son alive. And very, very easily they overcame the fact that I had lost my memory. So they embraced me right away. And as soon as they embraced me, I was part of the family. I was there. The princess and I, we were escorted into a room, and boy, we fell in love. The girl's courage, the way she had reached out and she did everything was tremendous. I liked her. And then we both decided that we did not want to have our kids raised in this kind of palatial environment where we were. And we started to look out for countries that would actually be able to take the princess and the princess's ex-princess and princess. So we decided to look for Canada, which is a country where all the princesses, ex-princes and princesses could live. And then this Princess Arwa, who's now queen of my heart, her and I decided to move to Canada. And then here in Canada, we live happily ever after. That's all.
Thank you, Mustafa. May I request the timer to start 1 minute time for judges to evaluate. In the meantime, Usman, can you see your WhatsApp message from me? Thank you, timer. May I request the Chief Judge to know if we need more time, or are we good?
We're good.
Thank you. Next, I would like to welcome our second contestant of Tall Tales, Usman Mansoor. Usman, welcome to the stage. Usman, are you able to see our timer window?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
Okay, have you pinned the timer?
Yes, I can see the timer. Thank you.
Fantastic. Are you ready?
Great. Ladies
Okay.
and gentlemen,
Usman, the title of your speech is The Epic Journey. Epic Journey, Usman.
thank you, Harry. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, our story begins like any story with a delusional boy. Delusional, completely brilliant, unreservedly brilliant, but completely bonkers. Well, the fault was all mine. Who would have thought that Winston Churchill, you heard it right, Winston Churchill, the famous Prime Minister of Great Britain, who's famous for his inspiring speeches and never giving up, and Lego, would form the basis of our epic journey, which is about to take place. Well, as I said, the fault was all mine. Uh, that this delusional boy it was either I had inspired him with all my stories and tall tales from Winston Churchill, or he takes after his mother. Well, I'm not really supposed to say that because she's next doors, and I would get into trouble if I speak anything ill of her. Uh, so what happened was that when my son was born, instead of you chanting our normal religious hymns as my mother had asked me to do, I, being an uncurably optimistic and a big fan of Winston Churchill, actually recited a quote in his ear when my son was born that success is not final, uh, failure is not fatal. It's the courage to continue trying is what courage really is. And I never realized that that one saying 10 years down the line is going to give me a completely uh, brilliant son. So what happened was that I uh, what happened was that I recently I got a job offer in Pakistan, and we decided to pack our bags from UK and move to Pakistan. But this was during the time of COVID, so all the flights were closed, and there was a deadline to get to Pakistan if I had to get my dream job. So we were frantically thinking what to do with when the flights were all closed. So my son, this brilliant, delusional child, came up with this brilliant idea that, Dad, why don't we make our own aeroplane? And I was like, how can we make an aeroplane? He said, don't worry. I have my year 5 science books and I have Lego, which I've been making loads of aeroplanes, so we can definitely make an aeroplane. So I said, okay, let's try. So we reached out to eBay and we bought all the metal sheets and we got electric wiring and we got all the equipment. And we never knew that eBay had all of those things to begin with. And then my son took out his science books and his Lego, which he used to make all his aeroplanes from. And then we started building. And then we built and we built and we built. And then lo and behold, in 1 week, we had an aeroplane. So we packed our bags, quickly jumped in the aeroplane, and then took the aeroplane out on the road. And then just in the neighborhood, we started to take off. And then it was unbelievable. We were flying above the UK skyline. And then the journey was going brilliantly. And I was like, wow, this has actually paid off. We've only crossed Europe when I realized that there was a red bulb which was lighting up. And then it said that there was a wire which was loose on the plane outside, on one of the wings outside. I was panicking. I said, what are we going to do now? We're not engineers. We don't know how to fix a plane midair. But my son said, Dad, don't worry. We watched enough James Bond movies with you, so I can just hop outside. So he opened the window, he went on the plane, and then he was trying to fix the wire when suddenly, instead of fixing, the wing of the plane fell down. And we were going down, head down into the ocean. And I was panicking. I was like, this is it. We are going, instead of going to Pakistan, I'm going to go in the sea, thanks to this boy. Then all of a sudden, when I realized that he actually had done a lot of packing, and then he took out parachutes from his bag, and all of us took the parachutes and jumped outside the plane. And then when we landed, we saw that there was an island which no one had seen or uncharted before. On that island, my son met all of the inhabitants, and with them, he found that those islanders had a undiscovered source of fuel and all the different types of metals and things which he could fix the aeroplane quickly. So they worked together and spent 3 months in living in that island, fixing the plane. And then once it was fixed, we jumped on the plane again, and then we took off again, and then finally reached Pakistan. So this, my friends, this epic journey uh, all started due to that famous words I had whispered in my son's ear when he was born. But lo and behold, we had created our own aeroplane and reached to Pakistan. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Usman. Madam Timer, can I request uh, 3 minutes of time? This will help the judges to complete their ballots for the tall tale contest and send it to our chief judge and ballot counters.
I'm just waiting
3
to,
minutes over.
I'm waiting to receive the rest of the ballots.
Thank you. Madam Timer, can I get 1 more minute? Timer Shamla, can you time for 1 more minute? Chief Judge, do you need more time?
I just need a confirmation from the ballot counters that they've received the ballots.
Marlene, have you received it from all the judges?
I confirm I received 3 ballots.
I received 3 as well.
Okay. Let me check. Timer, can you do 2 more minutes? I request the judges to observe the WhatsApp channel. Okay, Chief Judge, do you have everything or do we need to wait?
We can move on.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Madam Timer, and thank you, Chief Judge. Next, we'll move on to our table topics contest. My pleasure to welcome our table topic master for today, Shweta Sri from PSNA Toastmasters Club, to lead the contest for us. Shweta Sri, welcome to the stage.
Thank you, sir. A very warm good evening, a pleasant afternoon, and a delightful morning to one and all present here. Welcome to the Table Topics. It gives me immense pleasure to be the Table Topics contest for today. Zoom Master, do we have our first contestant ready?
I just need to read the rules.
Yeah, just need to read the rules. And before we start
Sure,
the first contestant, we will be moving all the participants to the breakout room. So I would like you to read the rules before we proceed further.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. I have too many screens, Harry. I had them all ready here for you, and I was like, where'd they go? But I have it right here. Perfect. It has been confirmed that all the contestants are eligible. All contestants shall receive the same topic, which shall be of a general nature. All contestants will be allowed into the contest room by the sergeant at arms in their speaking order. The topic is then read to each contestant who shall speak on that topic. The time of the table topic speech is to be 1 to 2 minutes. Any speaker speaking less than 1 minute or more than 2 minutes and 30 seconds will be disqualified. The timing cards will be activated as follows. Green when you have reached 1 minute, yellow when you have reached 1 minute and 30 seconds, and red when you have reached 2 minutes, which will stay on until the speaker has indicated and finished speaking. No notice shall be given should a speaker go over time. There will be 1 minute of silence between speakers so that the judges may complete their forms. Judges have been instructed not to consider time in their ranking of the speakers. All judges have been briefed and are qualified to judge this contest. There is a secret tiebreak judge only known to the chief judge. Protests may be entered only by the contestants or the judges to this contest, to either the chief judge or the contest chair. Once the results have been announced, all decisions are final. Are there any questions? Now that all the contestants understand the rules, I will turn it back to our table topics master.
Thank you, Chief Judge. And before our table topic master continues with the first participant, right now I'll be moving our Sergeant at Arms, Ilyas Gutu, to safeguard all other contestants in the breakout room until we will be sending a broadcast message to have the contestants leave the breakout room one by one. So right now I'll be moving the Sergeant at Arms and all the table topic participants except for the first participant, Victor. I'll be moving all of them to the breakout room. Once I'm done, I will confirm. Until then, table topic master, please wait.
Sure, sir.
Rahel and Usman, you should be receiving a button to join. Okay. I confirm that all the Remaining 5 participants other than Victor Lanyan has moved to the breakout room. Table topic master, the stage is yours. Shweta, you can proceed.
Thank you, sir.
Shweta, your
Do
audio
we
is
have our first contestant, Mr. Victor? Are we ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Thank you, Victor. Toastmaster Victor, your topic is, if you have a magic power to solve a world problem, what will you solve first? Toastmaster Victor, if you had a magic power to solve a world problem, what will you solve first? If you had a magic power to solve a world problem, what will you solve first? Toastmaster Victor, the stage is yours. Please
Okay.
pin the timer to the screen.
Okay. My video is not connecting. I don't know why. Should I just you can't start because the host stopped. Okay. 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 Hello, everybody. This is Toastmaster Victor. I'm here to speak on the table topic. If you have a magic pot, what problem will you solve? The world we live in now is challenged in the area of environment. We are all talking about greenhouse effect and other things. So if I were to solve one problem immediately, the problem I'll focus immediately on will be the problem of the greenhouse effects on our environment. A lot of the things and challenges that we are facing presently all over the world are due to the fact that over the years, we've used a lot of fossil fuel for energy generation. This has resulted in the damage to the ozone layer. And as a result of this damage, we found it very necessary to correct these damages somehow by having a reduction in our consumption of fossil fuel, particularly crude oil. So over the years, we've tried to manage the situation, but we've realized that it's getting out of hand because there has been a lot of changes in the condition of the climate. And as a result of this, we are suffering the impact in several parts of the world due to the heavy rains and the massive flooding in places like India, Bangladesh, and also in Europe. So a lot of the typhoons and other natural disasters that have happened over the period are the result of these things that has resulted from the mismanagement of the greenhouse gas. So if I were to have that authority or power to solve that problem, I'll focus on correcting the use of fossil fuel and replacing it with more friendly means of generating energy. This will correct the degeneration that has resulted in the layers and also make us live a healthy life, inhale better air, and also promote healthy living amongst nations of the world. This will also result in more carbon credits being given to us. Thank you.
Thank you,
topic master. Your audio is not very clear.
Victor.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Can we have the timer? Time for a minute.
Yes, sir.
Timer.
1 minute.
Thank you, timer.
Thank you, timer. Chief Judge, can we move on?
Yes. You can go on to the next contestant.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, let me,
Now we have our second contestant, Toastmaster Busola Bejit.
Shweta, wait for a minute. Let me send a message for them to leave the breakout room.
Yes, sir. Toastmaster Busola, are we ready?
I think she's.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Toastmaster Sweater.
Can you-
Yes, I'm ready.
Thank you. Can you see the timer? Please pin the timer to your screen.
Yes, I can see the timer.
Kindly pin the timer to your screen.
Yeah, Shweta,
Done.
Toastmaster. Thank you. Toastmaster Busola. If you had a magic power to solve a world problem, what will you solve first? If you had a magic power to solve a world problem, what will you solve first? Toastmaster Busola.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sweater. If I had a magic power to solve a world problem, what will I solve first? I would solve the ongoing pandemic, COVID-19, and how it has plagued the entire world, how it has stopped the world from socializing, from interacting. It has reduced trade activities between countries in the world. So the first thing I will do is that I will come up with my solution based on my magic power, and I would share it with the leaders of the countries. I will communicate the solution, and the third thing I will do is that I will provide direction as to how to overcome the problem. And I would also communicate the upside and the benefits from solving the current pandemic of COVID-19. COVID-19 appeared like a ghost in the night, and a lot of lives were lost due to COVID-19 pandemic. Businesses around the world, on the global landscape, lost millions because of COVID-19. Families lost their loved ones, and families could not interact with one another. COVID-19 has brought a lot of challenges to the world. This is a disease that originated from China. So if I have the magic to solve a problem around the world, my first point will be COVID-19. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Busola. Timer, can you please time for 1 minute?
Yes. We may continue.
Thank you, Timer. Chief Judge, do we need some time?
No, you may continue.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I would like to introduce our next contestant. So, Master, do we have a contestant ready?
Yes.
Hello.
We have
Hello,
Prahad.
everyone.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Toastmaster Pragalnathan, are we ready?
yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Please check your audio and video. Thank you, Toastmaster Pragalnathan.
Thank you.
Toast, please spin the timer to your screen.
Okay, Shweta, can you hear me? Shweta, can you hear me?
Thank you. Toastmaster Pragalnathan. Yes. If you had a math you solve first. If you
Yeah.
I cannot hear you. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. So Toastmaster Shweta, I'm going to put you on mute. I'm going to take over because the audio connection is not very good from your end. So I'm going to take over as a table topic master. Apologies for that,
sure,
for the inconvenience. I'm going to put you on mute.
sure.
And Rahel, are you able to see the timer window?
Yes, I can see that.
Okay, thank you. Toastmaster Prahal, if you had a magic power to solve a world problem, what will you solve first? If you had a magic power to solve a world problem, what will you solve first? Toastmaster Prahal.
Thank you, fellow Toastmaster. Good morning, good afternoon around the world. Today, I would like to start with today is October 2nd, birthday of great a leader who inspired around the world millions of people, Mahatma Gandhi. I would like to start with the quote: "You must be the change you wish to see in the world." So if I have a great power, there are so many ways people can inspire the world, um, not by uh, not by coming up with a new technology or inspiring the world. The one thing, if I wish to change, is the the power. What I need to get is the inspiration. We all in the stage of pandemic, right? So we went through that, the loss of life and the economic loss, all the things which we went through past 18 months. How we can come up with this mindset, how we can overcome these tragedies, how we can strengthen ourselves. I'm looking really, yeah, great tool or magic power which helped me to come out of this and which helped me to overcome and to give the power to others who has affected by this and who got went through these problems. That is the magic tool I am looking, that will help all around the people, human beings, will come out to this. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahel. Madam Timer, can we get 1 minute?
Yes, sir.
God. Very
Hi, Usman joining.
Yeah, thank you, Osman. Kindly wait.
One minute.
Thank you, Madam Timer. Chief Judge, do we need more time?
So we can proceed.
Thank you, Chief Judge. Osman, are you able to check your audio and video?
Hello, can everyone hear me?
Yeah, we're good. Are you able to pin the timer?
Yes, I can see the timer.
Thank you. Toastmaster Usman, if you had a magic power to solve a world problem, what will you solve first? If you had a magic power to solve a world problem, what will you solve first? Toastmaster Usman.
I would try and make sure that everyone starts to talk honestly, and I would take away the power to speak incorrectly or insincerely. I would take away, if I had the power, I would make sure that people are sincere and honest, because at the end of the day, all problems are rooted in honesty or insincerity. The underlying human traits that they are afraid, or they're looking for their own, selfishly looking for their own benefits, they end up saying things which are not correct or not for the greater good. So I think if we could make sure that every human being could start to talk honestly and sincerely, then we would get rid of all of the melodrama, and we get rid of all of the incorrect, the nonsense which drives people to take incorrect stance, or hide things and steal things. I think everything is deep rooted with the underlying problem that people are selfish, and then they say things incorrectly. I think using that superpower to try and help that, it would bring justice, it would bring social equality, it would bring, we would get rid of all of the problems in justice, that people can't get justice in the different countries where people are waiting for triumphs. It would get rid, we would have a very honest and just system. And then again, we would have politicians who would be striving for everyone's, for their nation's betterment, not wasting money on unnecessary frivolities, but rather spending money where it really matters. And it would definitely, in my opinion, bring to a much better world for all of us and for all of our future generations to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Usman. Madam Timer, can I have a minute?
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yes, Sabine, give me a minute.
Yeah, okay, thanks. Hi, hello everyone.
Sabine, wait for a minute. We are
Oh, okay, sorry.
giving judges some time.
Oh, I see.
1 minute over.
Thank you, Madam Timer. Chief Judge, do we need more time?
No, we can proceed.
Thank you, Chief Judge. Toastmaster Sabine, can you check your audio or video? We are able to see your video. Can you check your audio?
Yeah, can you guys hear me clearly?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Are you able to pin the timer?
Yeah, I can see the timer.
Shamla, can you reset the timer card? Thank you. Are you now able to see her? Okay. You can see the timer, right?
I can see the timer TM Shama. It's
Correct.
still blue.
Correct. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Toastmaster Sabine, if you had a magic power to solve a world problem, what will you solve first? If you
Thank
had
you
a
so
magic
much.
power to solve
Sorry.
a world problem, what will you solve first? Toastmaster Sabine.
Thank you so much, Harry, and all the people here. I really thrilled to have that topic. So first thing, I will just write down the 3 points that what I will do if I have a magic power. The first thing I would try to do, I will fight for the poverty for all the people in the world from across the globe. Especially, I will select I will live. I just actually list down all the countries, including a third world countries, and I will start doing from there. And I will factor down all the population in the sectors. Especially my first focus would be kids and women who face more poverty and have malnutrition issues other than the men. So I will start from there, and the first step I will see, I will make sure all infants under 0 to 5 and all the women who are actually under pregnancy, are they getting enough food? And also I will make sure that what the governments are doing, I will also try to help from the global charity, including UNO, to make sure that we are getting enough funds to feed all the people. And my second most important countries will be Africa. And we can see from last 50, 60 years, they have been colonized, but they are still struggling for the food. And then the third countries where I will focus on the third world countries, the Asian countries, and I will make sure over there that what we can do best. And currently now, Afghan issue is there, and we are getting Afghan refugees even in the Canada. I will make sure that what I can do and what the community can do for them, especially for the kids, and also will try to make sure where man stands in when it comes to their health, when it comes to their what we can do best for them to uplift, to rehabilitate them, and so they can be a part of their community. Thank you so much of Harry and everybody here. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sabine. Madam Timer, can I have a minute?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Harry, I think we're back here. Mustafa is here as well.
Yeah, thank you, Sergeant Tom's. Thank you very much for your support. We are just waiting for judges to complete their evaluations. Kindly wait.
Thank you.
One minute over.
Thank you, Madam Timer. Chief Judge, do you need more time?
No, we're good.
Thank you, Chief Judge. Mustafa, are you able to check your audio and video?
Yes, I can speak. Can you
Thank
guys
you.
hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can you pin the timer window? Do you see the timer window?
I see that, yes. I can, it's right in front of me.
Thank you. Are you ready?
I am.
Okay. Toastmaster Mustafa, if you had a magic power to solve a world problem, what will you solve first? If you had a magic power to solve a world problem, what will you solve first? Toastmaster Mustafa.
Fellow Toastmasters, thank you very much for the opportunity to speak about this very serious topic of solving the world's problem. I can give you my thoughts on the first problem that I see in this world is the world that we live in. We are all very different people, understand. Just like this MECA Global Toastmaster Forum that we have, we all come from different countries, we all speak different languages, we have different cultures. So these differences, I believe, have put us all into what we call the word threat. Like I'll give you an example of a lot of people in the Western world these days talk about Chinese economy being a threat to the North American or the Western world's economy. Or we talk about, say, Muslims being a threat to the world's peace. Or we talk about different issues that the world faces. And these differences, in my opinion, I believe that these differences are not threats. These differences are things that we need to understand as differences. These are not something to be worried about, but more understanding, more appreciation of the other culture is what our world needs. This is how I would, if I had a magic power, I would make sure that I could help people understand that different doesn't mean a threat. Different means they are just different. They are doing different things. They are doing things differently. They speak different language. It doesn't mean that they're actually speaking bad about you. If they're doing things in a different way, that doesn't mean it's a threat for us. So with this magic power, I would make sure that I bring a big change towards understanding of collaboration, working together. And my hope and prayer is that one day we will all call ourselves as one human race, and that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mustafa. Madam Timer, can I have a minute? Can I have 3 minutes for judges to complete their evaluation and send their ballots?
Yes, sir.
3 minutes over.
Thank you, timer. Chief Judge, do you need more time?
No, I've received all of the
Ballots.
ballots. Yes. Are you going to put us into a breakout room now?
Sure, I'm going to put you and the 2 ballot counters to the breakout room. And I would request Toastmaster Bruce, who will be our contestants interviewer for today, to come on stage. Let me just move the 3 of you. Toastmaster Bruce, good morning. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can, Harry. I certainly can.
Fantastic.
It's good to be here this morning, too. Hello, everyone. Can you all hear and see me?
Yeah, we can hear and see you.
Okay, fantastic. I first want to say thank you very much for inviting me and allowing me to participate in today's contest. It was really well organized and powerfully delivered by all the contestants who stepped up into this space and realized that they were going to make a good showing for this club. And it was quite impressive. Particularly our contestants, each and every one of you, I want to say, wow, you guys really did a fantastic job. And I can't wait to see how this contest plays out. It's always unpredictable, but each and every one of you did a fantastic job of really stepping outside of your comfort zone and making this happen. So once again, thank you. So first of all, I want to start off with our contestants. I really want to get to know more about you. I looked at the profiles, and this just whet my appetite because there's so much here that each of you provided me with. I really don't know where to start, but I'm going to start off with our first contestant, Mustafa. Mustafa, hello. It's good to see you again. And also great to hear your voice and the way you articulated a lot of the contest performance today as well. So I notice here that you're from Ontario and that you also happen to be a club treasurer here as well for our club itself. I see that you enjoy traveling and you love reading. Can you tell us briefly some of the things that you have recently read and what impact that has had with you?
Certainly. The latest book that I'm reading, Bruce, these days is called Atomic Habits. Beautiful book. And I know you quote from that book as well all the time. It's one of your favorite quotes as well, that you do not what's that? You do not rise to the level of your goals. You actually fall down to the level of your systems. Really enjoy that quote from that book. And the book talks about small little changes that we could do in our lives, which would actually make a difference. And Toastmasters is one of those that I added in my life, and I'm definitely enjoying it.
That's wonderful, Harry. One of the things I also noticed here is that now when you travel, where is some of the places that you really enjoy traveling, and do you bring books with you, or do you just experience that moment completely?
Normally, I would have a book only for, say, I would definitely never travel without a book though, but it's not my prime reading time, no. My prime reading time is every day, but my traveling is more geared towards enjoying the places, getting to know people over there, getting to get immersed in the culture. That's how I like it.
So while you're traveling and getting immersed with the culture, as you say, you mentioned here as well that you like to have an impact. What does that mean to you, and how would you like that impact to be reminded for us?
So I think the question that the table topic question that we had today was something that I found very easy to answer this morning. I'll be honest with you. This was not something that I had to really think through, because that's what I passionately believe, that all of us, despite of whatever differences that we have, we are all one human race. We are all one. It doesn't matter which country we come from, what language we speak. And that's the impact I like to create in the world. Make it a better place where if I could do something to shatter all those differences that we have in between us, I would love to do that. And that's what I like adding value to somebody's life.
And one final quote that you've mentioned here: if it is to be, it's up to me. I really like that. Can you elaborate more on that?
Sure thing, Bruce. My philosophy, yes, definitely. Some people have the tendency of the economy did that, or the market did that, or the government did that, or they look for excuses for anything that happens in life. I'm not one of those. I'll confess, I started that way in my life, but then as I grew up in my career, I started to learn, no, if anything has happened or wherever I am, it's because of the choices that I make. So if I want to make a difference, if I want to create an impact, if there is anything that I want to do, I have to take the initiative and I have to take the responsibility of it versus trying to look for others to facilitate things. We all go through that, and that's why this quote is something that I keep in front of me. The buck stops here.
All right. Thank you very much, Mustafa. I tell you, you typify how this club really is organized, really a global spanning club. And many of the ideas and thoughts that are shared here are powerfully exhibited by you as well. Now, I'd like to move on to our next speaker because we have quite a few speakers here, and that happens to be Usman. Usman, come on up here. I'd like to know a little bit more about you as well. And I happen to notice here that you mentioned that you thoroughly enjoy mentoring. Now, I hear the word mentoring, coaching, and all of these wonderful things, but what really is mentoring to you? And what does that mean to us, should mean to us? Can you tell us?
I think, Bruce, for me, mentoring really means lighting a lamp, lighting a light in someone's path. And it could be the smallest of lights or the whole sun. It's basically just, having, again, as you said, we use these words sometimes very loosely: mentoring, coaching, impact. But for me, basically, it's like if I'm walking down the road and I can pick up a banana peel so that someone won't fall off. For me, that's mentoring or coaching or making an impact, because you're trying to do those little small things which help someone. So to give you an example, most recently, as I think I've mentioned a couple of times, moved to Pakistan, started with a startup in leading a finance team. And in Pakistan, I mean, I've been overwhelmed with, there's so much potential in the youth here. And in whatever capacity I can to help them self-actualize, because they come and ask questions like, should I do this path, or should I do this course, or what should I do? And it just playing your part and guiding them, or making them a better decision for tomorrow. I think that would be coaching or mentoring for me.
Thank you. It seems to tap upon one of your favorite quotes you've mentioned, which success is not final. Failure is not final. It is the courage to continue that counts. Now, we've heard this from Winston Churchill, but what is that courage piece? How does that tie into this?
I think definitely for me, courage is just continuing, just having the courage to get up and just sort of get up and continue going with all the punches life has to throw at you. So everyone goes through their own challenges. Some people come from a privileged background. Some people will have their own challenges as they go through life. For me, I think it's not about success or failure. It's more about the attitude of how we deal with whatever comes our way. And I think that's really courage for me.
I love that. I love that, Usman. I mean, it ties into your, what inspired you the most, the sky. So I want you to close on the sky and tell us more about what that means for us.
Exactly. I mean, I was thinking a lot when I was writing that, like, what really inspires me? Is it Elon Musk? Is it Bill Gates? Who is it? And I think it is the sky, because when I look up, I know where I need to go. And, as they say, sky is the limit. So just continue, continue with the punches, continue with whatever everyone is doing, and just keep looking up. And, there's only one way to go up.
Well, I want to thank you very much, Usman, for sharing that with us. Very inspirational, very motivating. I have to tell you all that if I got this every morning, my day would be complete. So thank you once again.
Thank you, Bruce.
I'd like to now bring up our next speaker here, and that happens to be our very own Victor. Victor, come on up into this space here. It's really good to see you again as well. And I had a chance to hear your voice as you competed today. And I noticed here, now you're in Lagos. I've never been to Lagos itself. And certainly I'd like to know a little bit more about Lagos and you, because you mentioned here that you love chess, you love to read, but particularly photography. Now, I am also a photographer as well, something you probably don't know about me, but tell me more about that passion of yours, photography.
Well, photography is an interesting passion I picked when I was a teenager. And along the line, I've developed a keen interest as the years progress. Well, basically what I see in photography is that that ability to exhibit keen observation of nature. You discover something most people don't see in an object or an environment, and you turn it into a photograph that can be arresting. For example, 2 weeks ago, I was in my garden, and when I saw this green frog that had settled on my aloe vera leaf, I took it and made a post out of it on LinkedIn. It was very interesting by the turnout and responses of people. Those are the things that fascinate me. And also, when you come to a place like Lagos, there are so many interesting things. The people are interesting, the food is interesting, the environment is interesting, how people work is very interesting. So there's never a dull moment for a photographer. There's always one topic or the other that you need to focus your camera on and share with others, with the world, so that they can know that as the world is moving, photographs, images are being created, and those things need to be captured by someone. So I feel I'm always excited capturing such images.
Wow. Now, see, photography, most folks don't realize, requires a certain level of patience, calm, collectiveness. And you happen to mention that one of the things that inspires you the most is your ability to remain calm under pressure and achieving what you set out to achieve in any particular day, not your life, but your particular day. And that really motivated me to learn more about this. So one of the things you mentioned was that your favorite quotes happens to be, "The sky has never been the limit. We set our own limits," by a famous entrepreneur who happens to be Walt Disney. Tell us a little bit more about that quote.
Well, basically, when we talk about Walt Disney, we all like to visit Walt Disney whenever we're in the US. But the reality is that that dream outlived the owner of the dream. So I find that as a challenge and also an inspiration, that your dream should be something that may outlive you. So I find it that we don't have a place a limit on your dream. For example, Elon Musk had a dream of going to space, and also other dreams of having the electric cars. He didn't place a limit on his vision. So from that quote, I believe that one shouldn't place a limit on one's vision.
Wow. Well, that's awesome. So our legacy is our dreams, and how we're able to leverage that is very important in our lives. I really like that. Once again, Usman, I should say, once again, thank you, Victor, very much for sharing with us a little bit about yourself. I'd like to now move on to our next presenter. So thank you once again. Our next speaker here, by the way, is Bisola Bijeji. Where are you? I can't, oh, there you are. Bisola, can you tell us a little bit more? Come on up into this space, please. I don't think I see you there. Okay, so Bisola, are you still there? I think we lost her.
Yeah,
just for a short time.
Issues, yeah.
Just for the moment, then what I will now do is call up Prahal, our next speaker, Prahal. Hello there, Prahal. I really enjoyed some of the things that you shared with us today. One of the things I happen to see here as well is that you love to travel and you enjoy reading. Now, I'll put this to you. What is one of the most recent places that you traveled to, and what happened in your travels there?
Thank you, Bruce, giving me the opportunity. Yes, travel expand your mind and experience and gives the opportunity to learn different culture and different experience, right? That's always, I believe, travel is the best way to learn new things, right? So my travel was, I am working for the company who has offices in 30 different countries. My last travel before pandemic, very exciting place was Sao Paulo, Brazil. I went there. That was my first South American travel. It pretty much close to the place I grew up from southern India. So I enjoy the weather. I enjoy the the culture. And most interesting thing was that the day I landed there was Sunday. I visited the street where they have all the fun, dancing and singing, and the band, the football band, they all collected in the one place. And I was really amazed how much happy people are around the world. You know, they build the happiness in their day-to-day life. Doesn't matter what you face, what challenge you are coming, the happiness what they are showing on the street, dancing and singing, and enjoying the local food. That's really inspires me. And when I come back to New Jersey and New York, that's what I see something missing in my day-to-day life. So I wish to go more places and see more people and learn new things.
Now, while you were in Sao Paulo, can you tell us one of your favorite locations of food there? What are some of the favorite dishes that you enjoyed once you got there?
Okay, so fortunately, unfortunately, I'm the vegetarian, so I couldn't get into that local Brazilian food. But still, the people who makes with all the local ingredients and keeping me filled with the vegetarian food. So many things. I thought I am not going to survive there more than 2 days, but I was enjoying the food, beans and whatever local vegetable they have with more than 2 weeks. It was amazing. Especially the people show that the love, the respect your beliefs, and without looking down, oh, you're not eating our local food. So really, that shows me the value of the people.
Well, thank you. Now, one of the things I realized in travels, we have to be very open and very accepting. And you mentioned that one of your favorite quotes happened to be, "You must be the change that you wish to see in this world." Now, we hear this a lot, but tell us a little bit more about that.
The change start from us, right? So as Mustafa mentioned in the earlier speech, obviously we have a different people, different group, different ethnicity and different culture. So we can go and see everything as a hurdle or threat, or we see how we want to see the others. So basically, you change the way you want to see others. That's the starting point, I believe.
Okay. I tell you, thank you once again. Here again, no one leaves their footprints in the sand, right? That's important. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sabine, I have not forgotten you. I see you over there in the corner of my eye, and I'm looking at your profile here. So I wish I had more time. I have a lot of questions for you, but I'm going to limit it. I happen to know that you love your intellect. You mentioned intellect and passion. How do you marry the two of those together? What does that look like for you, and how can you share that with us?
Okay, so I have different passions or intellect. So when I say like passion and intellectual getting all together, when I see someone who is a writer, poet, painter, even the people who are making furnitures, because they are also the people who put their passion and intellect together, right? And anybody who have a passion to drive something or learn something, or they can have a intellect part. So and I actually enjoy to be reading or poet or painter. I actually go to museums more whenever I go. That's my time to enjoy museums or like architectural site. Anything that you can say anything that fulfilling. I can feel like something new I can see and learn something, or I can feel like, oh, that something can wreck my mind. You can say that kind of things I can see that I to put passion and intellect together. Even the same thing I applies in my job. If I won't feel like passionate about thing, or if things are getting bored, I don't feel like connecting myself. Like it's over here. I have to find something, everything like something new I can do, and I can do like one step, second and third, and then for and it goes on and on and on. Something then keep you up every day. I don't want anything boring. I'm sorry. That's me.
Well, that's quite all right. I mean, part of some of the things you're sharing with us about architecture and the museum shows a very creative side of you. Now, you happen to mention that some of your hobbies happen to be music and dancing. Can you tell us something about the music that you like, and how does that apply to your dancing?
Actually, I enrolled myself in dancing. In India, they have Kathak. So there was a classes here in Toronto, but due to COVID, everything stopped, right? And even actually, I enroll myself in the jewelry classes, like I say, make some of the rings, but due to the COVID, all classes stopped, and I didn't even like go through. So you can see what I have seen, like the drawing and everything, they are very good for your cognitive mind, right? There must be something that you can be get away for a little point of your life or from your daily routine that can make you feel that you are out of the space, time and space. It could be anything. It could be silence. It could be sitting around the beach. So I actually really enjoyed that side. And I feel like it allows the silence actually allows us to reflect what I should be and what should I look like. And it's also helps me that what I shouldn't do it, right? So that thing I actually enjoy, and the nature is one of the great gift we all have. So that every day when I go for walk in the morning, working from home, so I feel like yes, it's a great blessings to have that every morning I can connect to the nature. So every day I can learn something new, especially when I have see birds chirping. It reminds me like we are thankless creature, but I can see the birds, they are getting every day on their job and they are bringing small food. They don't have freezer, and we are the people who have freezer and lots of, and nothing is enough for us. So those things, little things I try to like put together and see what we have.
Okay, Sabine, thank you very much. Making the most of every moment, particularly now. That's wonderful. Thank you so much, speakers. Now, I don't see Basola here, so I'm going to, at this point, Harry, I just want to confirm, is Basola on the call? Did we lose her or she?
No, I think we lost her because of the network issues, so she asked us to proceed.
I see. Okay, very good. So I think I went through all the speakers here. I have to tell each and every one of the contestants, as well as the participants here today, that this has been a wonderful contest. Some of the thoughts that have been shared during the contest, but also during the interviewing process, really shows the diversity and also the type of Toastmasters who come into this space. All of us seem to have a common theme that we believe everything is possible and that we are the potential. We are able to realize different potentials by continuing to work on ourselves and sharing that in this long journey that we're taking on. So I'd like to thank all of you for being here today. And at this point, I'd like to turn this back over to Harry. Harry, are you still there?
Yep. Thank you, Toastmaster Bruce. Thank you for a wonderful interview session. We enjoyed listening to all the speakers. We enjoyed listening to all the wonderful questions that you asked about them. I want to request all the participants, whoever can and would like to turn on their video and audio, you can turn on. We are waiting for the last few minutes for our chief judge and ballot counters to come back. But we request you to turn on your videos and share a few words. So I see distinguished division directors have joined on the call. So why not we go around, have a chat with them. First of all, I want to thank all the participants, all our club members who have come here to observe the contest, watch the speakers, and take a turn on how they are doing. So thank you very much for all of you for spending your valuable time in supporting the club contest and cheering up our club members. And nice to see all of you. I see a couple of district officers here, so let me pick up randomly. Our ex-division director, Division C Director, Meena Shanmugavel. Welcome to the meeting. How are you doing?
I'm good. What a wonderful meeting. I totally enjoyed all the speeches. Thank you so much for inviting me. I totally enjoyed the whole speeches, and all the speeches were amazing. I totally enjoyed the contest. Thank you so much for inviting me, Hari.
Thank you. Thank you for your presence. Let's give a big round of applause for Meena Shanmugavir. Thank you. Let's get a few words from our area director, Jen Charles. Jen, how are you?
Harry, thank you for inviting me today. I appreciated every single speaker, and I just congratulate you on MECA. I mean, what an amazing, amazing club. So much participation, representation from all over the world. It's really such an exemplary club and inspirational in general. So I congratulate you, congratulate everyone, and all the participants, volunteers, and officiants of this wonderful contest.
Thank you, Jen. Let's give a big round of applause to our district officer. Jen, thank you so much for coming here. Let's have a few words from our Division D Director, Anne-Marie. Anne?
Thank you, Harry. And I have to echo the sentiments that were said before me. I'm excited to see how many contestants we had in this club contest. And I congratulate each person for stepping up and participating. I thought the responses were all wonderful, and I wish everybody the best of luck. I'm truly enjoying participating, watching, observing, and I'm excited that everyone is taking charge. It's a great contest. So thank you, Harry.
Thank you very much, Anne. Thank you. Let's give a big round of applause to Anne. We had our other couple of officers and area directors who probably have left the call for another meeting. Apologies for being 12 minutes over now. Without further ado, I see our ballot counters and our chief judge are back with a bang. They're raring to go, waiting to announce the winners. And you have the sharing privilege, Kathleen. Chief Judge, please go ahead.
Thank you, Harry. I'm sorry for finishing the typing. It was a very, very, very tight race for our table topics, which is actually what took us a little longer because everyone's responses were so wonderful. Oh, hold on. I don't want to give everything away right away. Let me just make sure I get it to the correct one. Okay, so drum roll. I'm going to put myself, make it in presentation mode. Oh, but then now I can't see. This is so much fun to do.
Screen.
I'll share my screen.
Yeah.
All right. So first we will give the Tall Tales contest winner. Is that good? Yeah. All right. Okay. So I would like to announce first place. Since there were two, I guess we might as well go. We'll know who's going to get second. First place is Usman Mansour. Wonderful job. And then, oh, I can't hide hide the rest. Don't read the side. Mustafa, you are our second place winner. Congratulations. Our Tall Tales came down to a tie break. And the winner for first place is Usman. Again, amazing job. Our second place is Sabine. Sabine, amazing. And our third place is Busola. Busola, amazing job. Everyone did a wonderful, wonderful thing. We have some Victor. It was very close on the ties. I have all of the certificates of participation. Thank you, everyone, especially our judges and our other role players. I know that Harry will forward these certificates to everyone for helping make this a successful contest. And Harry, let's please everyone, I think you should come off mute and actually clap for Harry, who put this together like a crazy man till probably 1 o'clock in the morning, getting sure that everyone was an amazing job. Back to you, Harry.
Thank you, Chief Judge. Kindly let me just Let me screen share on my side. It's important. And I would love to recognize all the people, all the volunteers here. First of all, there are participants, and because of multiple participants, you have winning places. So without other participants who might not have win a place, just first, second, or third, but by being a participant, by stepping up out of your comfort zone, by being bold and sharing your valuable time here, you made this contest a successful contest, and you made a great pleasure time for all of us to watch. I would love to also recognize all of our participants here. Ilyas for being Sergeant at Arms, Shamla being a timer, thank you. Solomon for being a timer 2, Marlon Wolpert for being ballot counter 1, and Martin Kiraguri for being ballot counter 2, and Shweta Sri for being the table topic master, and Bruce, our coach, for being playing the anchor role of an interviewer for our all contestants. And I would also like to recognize our Chief Judge Kathleen Diaz for being a special Chief Judge of the contest here to maintain the anonymity of the judges as per the club rules. I would love to show, but I can't show, but I will send the certificate to all the judges after the call. But I sincerely want to thank all the district officers present and past, all the area directors, all the participants, and all the club officers for making this a successful club contest and honoring with your presence, encouraging our club members here. So with that, I would request a final word and vote of thanks from our own district, from our own Division D Director, Anne Mary, to close the call. Anne?
Thank you, Harry. And once again, I want to say thank you for everyone who came out to support the contestants, all the role players, as well as each contestant. And for our first place winners, I'm certainly looking forward to seeing you at our area contest. The area contest will be Tuesday, October 26th. It's at 7 p.m. New York time. Hopefully everybody can make it, because we would love to see the support for your club at the area contest. And I will now turn it back to Harry so that we can close out the contest.
Thank you, Division D Director. And I was just thinking about when you said 7 p.m., it's going to be 5 or 4:30 a.m. for Usman. So that's going to be a great start of the day for you with an area contest. enjoy the occasion, Usman. For stepping up, you get this prize of being early bird for one more day. So with that, thank you. Without further ado, thank you for your valuable time. Have a wonderful weekend. I will see you in the next meeting 2 weeks later. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Great, amazing job.
Thank you. Thanks, Kathleen.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Take care, everyone. Good job.
Thank you, Ari. Good job, Ari.
And congratulations, Usman, once again.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, congratulations. Yeah.
Well done.
Harry,
thank you.
Harry, do you have a minute? I just want to talk.
I'll be here, Bruce. Yeah.
Okay,
thank
great.
You, Usman. Congratulations. Thank you, Shamala. And thank you, Shweta. You can drop off. Thank you so much. And thank you, Asif.
Hey, Harry, great job. I mean, I know there was a lot of moving parts in this, and it really turned out to be powerful. Great, strong participation. And I thought that the handoff between the various phases was excellent. So this was really a great contest. And I'm really pleased that you were able to make sure that the team pulled this off in a powerful way. So I know there were some challenges, of course, and I've been out of the loop, and you've been busy. I've been busy. Yeah. Work is just incredible.
Exactly.
I can't begin to tell you where I am with all of that. I have almost completed the edits that I did for the last webinar, and I'm going to send that to you because I certainly want you to quickly review it and follow with an evaluation where you and I have 15 minutes where we can videotape the evaluation, because I like to fold that into the actual webinar as a training aid for this club that will be available to members to learn how to use the Easy Speak. I'm also thinking of conducting an additional webinar on pathways, at least how to navigate not only the interface, but how to move to level 1 and answer any kind of question. So I'd like to kind of schedule that in the next 2, maybe 3 weeks with you and the team, so we can have another piece of content for our new and existing club members. I did glance at some of the traffic with the membership renewals. How did we do with the membership renewals overall? Did we get the numbers that you were looking for, or only?
Yeah, we did pleasantly good. We had originally 28 members, and we lost almost 50% of them. And those 50% of them were those members who never made it to any of our meetings, and they did not have time or whatever reason, they could not make it. But remaining 14 active members, they all had renewed, and we had 12 new members. So
Wow.
that brings the total club members to be 26 now. So
wow, that is amazing. So Harry, that's fantastic news. So one of the things I want to make sure we're following up, because we want to use the Easy Speak platform in a very powerful way.
Exactly.
Send me all of the participants' email addresses, because I want to enter them into the system so that going forward, whether they are participating or not, they're part of the calculation that the system does. I certainly want to step in with you so we can have some more training on the administrative side, because there's some other features of Easy Speak that we haven't used yet that will really, really help our club officers manage this club and also provide the strong leadership for mentoring. So I want to continue adding to the mix. Right now, it's creating the culture where people are using Easy Speak, signing up, because the biggest challenge I'm having with the WhatsApp is there's so much information in there, but I can't pull it into the system. And it's just crazy. It's crazy. And I know it's a part of how people are doing business. Unfortunately, though, it doesn't give us the leverage that we need to grow this club in a powerful way and to free up some of the bandwidth that some of our club leaders and officers are responsible for taking on. It's just overwhelming. So those are things I just want to touch base with you on, and I'll certainly follow those things up. I'd like to hand off the webinar piece probably by Wednesday. I'll share it and you can look at it, and then we'll wrap that up by the weekend. Okay.
Thank you. Fantastic, Bruce. I think it's an exciting period of transition with new members coming in, old members very active. To maintain 50% of the membership means that we are doing something right. They are valuing something right, and that says a lot. And I think we have the 6 months back, we did not have our website in place. We did not have tools in place. Now we have everything right. It's the right time to get everyone on board and pick the steam further. So I'm looking forward for that. Thank you very much for all your support, because I know that I can count on you for any role. If you're not a chief judge, I know I can count on you for a judge. I know I can count on you for that. So I just kept you there. And then I had to just switch it one day before because I had to put the agenda together and publish out. The challenge here is not all the members are US based. Since they are global based, I need to send at least 12 hours or 24 hours in advance. So that everyone, so it's been a pleasure. So it's been a great contest, I think, to have it. Like, it's almost like an international contest today.
It really is. It's an awesome contest. I was just looking at the profiles of the individuals and saying, wow, we could have talked for 20 more minutes.
Exactly.
And I realized we were on the clock, and I was trying to move through that very quickly because here again, time is very important for all of us. But I was really impressed with just the sheer diversity of thoughts and ideas that were being shared in the space. This really does represent what I see Toastmasters. And, it's a joy coming into this space. It's been a real honor being a part of this, because it's the beginning stages of how we create the foundation that determines the success going forward. And it's a lot of hard work. People don't realize how much work is involved in creating a stable foundation and building up the leadership team. And that's going to be a while of developing the leaders, but at least they now have a system in place that we can use in a powerful way. So it's been a real joy, Harry, and I can't believe it's already October. My gosh.
And we have a lot of committed members. I think Asif on the call. So thank you Asif for staying there throughout the meeting. It's a pleasure. So we have committed members, and I'm sure I think we can take it to the next level.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Bruce. Have a
Thank you,
wonderful.
Harry. You too.
Thank you.
Take care. Have a blessed day. Bye now.